Calc12C+ is keyboard programmable, just as the original 12C was. You can change to program record mode by selecting the P/R function. The display line changes to show line numbers. The enunciator shows PRGM to indicate that you're in program recording mode. As you click on keys, they're recorded into your program, and they can be replayed later on by using the run stop function. What I'd like to show you is how the Calc12C+ improves on the editing creation of a program by adding a program editor. Select the program editor by choosing the program function on the minus key here. This is the program editor. The left panel displays a listing of your program. You can see up to 11 lines at a time. The right side displays a series of keyboards that include all of the functions that can be included in a program. Let's start by creating a subroutine that will compute the area of a circle. We click on the label key to create a label for the beginning of the subroutine. Let's call it area. Labels can be up to 7 characters long, so they can be fairly descriptive. Let's assume that the radius of the circle was already stored into register 0. So we'll start the subroutine by recalling register 0. To compute the area of a circle, it's pi r squared. So let's square our radius and then multiply it by pi. And let's store the result into register 1. At the end of the subroutine, you want to make sure you include the return statement. There we go. So now we have a subroutine that will compute the area of a circle. Let's create a worksheet that interfaces with this little subroutine. The worksheet editor has a list of the various different widgets that you can include in a worksheet on the left panel, and the right side shows the actual worksheet. Let's start by, or the right side shows the worksheet. Let's start by adding a edit field. You can click in the gray area above and below the edit field to move it around. The resize widget handle on the side here allows you to resize the widget to whatever size you want. And then the X, Y, and width readouts show you where you've placed the widget on your screen. You can cause the text in a widget to be left, center, or right justified. Let's add a display only field to display the area that we compute, and we'll right justify that. And this should be coming from register 1. We want to display register 1 because we put the result of our calculation to register 1 in our subroutine. To cause the calculation to actually occur, let's add a button and link that to the area subroutine. So when that button is pressed, it'll call the area subroutine. And there's our worksheet. You can test the worksheet at any time by clicking on the Run button. We can select the radius field here, put in a value, click on the button, and it computes the area based on a radius of 45. You can also set up the fields so that whenever the edit field changes, it automatically causes a computation to occur. We can do that by going back into edit mode here. Let's select the edit register, and we'll specify that whenever its value changes, it automatically calls the area subroutine. There we go. Now once we have that working, then we don't need the button that causes the calculation to occur anymore. We can get rid of that. So we'll just go ahead and click on the Go Away button for that. So now when we run the program, we can put in a new value, hit the Enter key, and it automatically calls the subroutine in our program for computing the area, and the value for the area is automatically updated and displayed. In addition, we can add information for the user, telling them what the names of the fields are here. So we can add labels here to let the user know that the edit field is supposed to be the radius. So let's type in radius. And the result field is showing the area of the circle. So we'll type in area for the label. And there we have it. Now, the worksheets have functions that can be invoked from the worksheet keyboards. Like, for instance, the user can ask that a worksheet be printed to the electronic audit tape. You can add the print function to a program by inserting a label called print and then defining the routine for doing that. So let's add a label for print. There we go. And we'll recall register 0, which was our radius, and we'll print that out. We'll call it radius. We want that to go into column 17. It'll be left aligned, and we want to show the X register and add a carriage return. Let's also recall register 1, which is our area, and we'll print that out on the print tape. So we want to call that area. And we want to go into register 17 as before. Done. At the end of doing the printing, we want to do a return. And there we have it. So now we can go to our worksheet. Let's put it into run mode. We'll type in a new value, hit enter, and let's hit the print function. And we can go look at the tape and see that's printed out the radius and the area. When you're finished creating a worksheet, you want to save it. So we use the file function here. Let's save the program. Enter a name for your program. Let's call it circle area. Hit save. When you assign a name to a program, when the programs load into memory, it's always shown right here directly below the display area, so you know what program is located in the calculator at any point. And now we can click on the worksheets, scroll down to the user-defined worksheets, click here, and then we can go into the circle area worksheet, and here it is. So now we can type in, say, 12, hit enter, and it automatically updates the area. So creating a worksheet is just that simple. You define the elements that go into your worksheet, you define a little bit of code for your program, link the two of them together, and then save it. You can have hundreds and hundreds of worksheets that you create. Worksheets can be emailed to another user, and you can email them to yourself to store them on your desktop to back them up. I hope you found this to be a helpful video. Thank you for watching.